What's up, guys and girls? Static here, and welcome to episode 2 of Direct Connect from the Craft and the Curious server. We're back on the server after the mishaps from yesterday's, or last episode. Not yesterday's, I don't release these daily. Yeah, not entirely sure what happened there. I think I got eaten by a nether portal, got killed by pigmen on the other end, and the game wouldn't let me log back in, and I wasn't able to log back in until we reset the server. So, server has been reset, obviously not the world, just the server itself, and so yeah, we're back in business. I have done a little bit of work around here in my area on the server since the mishaps. Not a whole lot. Pretty much the bulk of it was done underground. I did a ton more caving, explored almost all of that, the abandoned mineshaft. There's only a few areas left to explore that are kind of like I burrow into them and find them like disconnected or detached from the main mine thing. But what I did do is I found all 3 of those spider spawners that I said that I found in the last episode, and I've marked them out. Now this one was, you can see that the cobblestone goes a long way up. This was me pillaring up. But yeah, I managed to get myself buried underground. I didn't realize that my iron pick was about at the stage that it's at now. I was only sort of halfway down. I had to tunnel my whole way up, and it broke about halfway up. Didn't realize that I had no other picks on me. So yeah, pretty much had to punch my way out of a mountain, which was not fun, but we got there in the end. So this is the furthest away of the 3 spawners. I don't think this one's going to be able to link with the other ones, so I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this one. Might destroy it, might use it for, I don't know, making traps for Matt down the track, but for now that one's just for show, more or less. This is the main shaft that I'm interested in. So as usual, very, very dangerous entry. I've actually killed myself a couple of times coming down this way. So the first spawner, as you can see, is just here. This one I didn't pillar all the way up because I knew it was close to the other one. This one's just sort of, as you can see, marked out with cobblestone so that when I was going around trying to find it, I knew when I'd found each of the other ones. So like I knew I'd found this one already because it had cobblestone on top. And I've just got these torches pointing to where the other one is. So the other one's over here. It's at the bottom of the water drop. So as you can see that these 2 are extremely close together. I haven't, as you can tell, dug out the stone between them yet to make sure that both of them are still spinning. That's how you know the spawners are active, by the way, if you didn't know already. So if I dig out this area between the 2 and I can see both spawners from each other, I should be able to tell if they're close enough to link. I'm almost certain they are, since they're this close together. The other one is a little bit harder to find, and I'm probably going to get lost trying to show you this, but it is over in this direction. There it is. So, yeah, I don't think that this one's going to be able to link with the other 2. In fact, I'm certain it won't, because this is a long, long way away. But yeah, we do have 2 spawners that are close enough together to link, which is what we're going to be doing in for the project in today's episode. I want to make a dual spawner XP farm. As you can see, this ladder also comes up into another ravine. This isn't the ravine I showed you guys last episode, and this mostly isn't explored. I've explored just a little bit in the ravine itself. As you can see, there's some torches around, but I haven't actually explored the cave systems and stuff branching off from this, which, funnily enough, are all pretty well separated from the abandoned mineshaft. So yeah, other than this, I haven't really done too much work around my area here in like on the server. As you would have seen when we were back by the portal, I have made a couple of very, very rudimentary farms. So we've got, I'll take that egg for sure. I mean, there's plenty back at spawn, but I don't know. Waste not, want not. I saw it on the ground, I wanted it, and Piggy can have it now. Sorry, Piggy. Yeah, so I have made a couple of little farms, which you can see. So there's we've got some wheat growing for food, because my food situation, pretty much what I've got on me is my food. I've got some other food in the chests in our little spawn hidey hole, but most of it is like either raw potatoes, carrots, or I think there's 1 or 2 pieces of uncooked meat somewhere. So you can see our valuables are going pretty well. Got a bunch of assorted random crap, and I got a ton of sand from spawn as well, so that's going to be great for making glass and stuff in the future, as I do like making glass and using glass. So you can see we've got a ton of mine carts and rails from exploring the abandoned mine shaft so far, and I've also been collecting a bunch of diorite because I like the look of this block. I've always liked using white in my builds, but obviously we don't have that access to that much iron, so diorite's going to have to do. But yeah, as you can see, I've got like some apples and raw potatoes, and that's pretty much it for my food. So yeah, definitely going to have to get something going. At the moment, it's very, as you can see, very basic. The sugarcane is just sort of growing so that we can get bookshelves for an enchanting area once we get those spider spawners set up. I think I should be getting pretty close to having enough. And then the wheat, as I've said, is for food, but oh, and carrots as well. So we've got carrots growing here, we've got wheat. Don't think I've planted any potatoes yet, but that would probably be a good idea. This, of course, is all temporary. I'm still not even sure if we're going to be building a base here, but yeah, we'll figure that out down the track. But for now, from the last episode, I did say we were going to go visit Nether Girl's house. We didn't end up getting to do that because this damn portal ate me. But yeah, let's go check that out now. Okay, and it looks like Matt's been doing a little bit of work on the spawn platform, or the nether platform here. This all sort of wasn't done the last time I came out here. He was working on this, what looks like it's going to be an underwater path, but, oops. Wow, this actually looks really good. I say that with a surprised tone, but no, Matt's actually a really, really amazing builder, so I'd expect no less, but no, that looks really cool. I like that. And it'd be nice to have a reliable way of getting out to that nether portal, not having to swim every time. You can see as well he's done a little bit of work here on the spawn tower. Not heaps, but you know, it's definitely coming along. And like I said, the guy is an amazing builder. I love his build style. It's so cool. But yeah, we did come to check out Nether Girl's house. However, as you can see, this over here was her house. It's kind of been flattened. She didn't quite like the way it was built or the way it was arranged. I think she said it was like impractical or something. I happen to like it actually, especially I don't know if she's still got them there, but she had these beach chairs. She was using beds as like banana lounges, which meant you could actually like lay down in them and check out the view, and use banners as umbrellas as well. Hopefully she's still got that stuff. No, it looks like she tore it all down. Bummer. But yeah, so this is... Oh, die skeleton. Down out. Down out. Down out. Oh, that's not working. I think I got him. Yeah, she's definitely gotten rid of those chairs. Don't know what she's going to do with this place, but again, I do really like Ash's build style. It's not quite as detailed, I guess, as Matt's, but it very gets the job done. I'll put it that way. She's got an interesting way of using a lot of the blocks and items and stuff in the game to really good effect. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Ash comes up with here. She's used a lot of quartz in the build though. Very fancy. Very fancy. I love the look of the quartz blocks, but man, that stuff is hard to obtain. We do need to build a lot more. What the hell? Yeah, no, can't get me. We definitely need to build a bunch of bridges and stuff around spawn, because as you can see, there's a lot of water around spawn, mostly because it's an island in the middle of like a giant ocean, as we mentioned last episode, or as I mentioned last episode, I should say. So there are bridges and stuff under construction, which you would have seen over that way. I've done a little bit of work in spawn myself. I don't have a spawn house set up yet. I don't even have a location picked for my spawn location, or my spawn house. I was going to say that area up there is where I was thinking of making my spawn house, but there's a lot of mobs up there, so maybe that's like a bad omen or something. But the one thing that I have done in spawn, I haven't actually done it yet, but I've marked out where I'm going to do it, and you can see it up ahead. And I've also, I think I've taken the long way around to get here, but that's okay. I've marked out with signs, just letting everyone know that I intend on doing something here, so not to mess with it, in case, so long as no one already has anything planned. So as you can see, like I say, hope no one's using this. I have some plans. So if anyone is actually using this mountain, I'm sure they'll get to me on the Skype and say, look, hey, that's my mountain, keep your hands off. And now Matt's probably going to do that just because he's Matt, and he's a thief, or at least he was, but you know, once a thief, always a thief. If you don't know what the thief reference is about, that's from their last season of Craft and the Curious, so definitely go back and check those out. I did appear in a couple of episodes, although I never actually released any. But so up here is going to be the site of my first project in Spawn. I'm going to keep, for the moment, secret what the project is. The guys on the server will already know what I'm going to be doing up here because I was doing it in the last season. But yeah, for you guys, I'll be keeping that secret. But yeah, this is going to be the first location of, or the location of our first spawn project. But one of the main reasons I came up here, from aside from showing you what I've got planned or what I've done so far, is also so I can give you a good overview of the bridge and Wes's little town area that he's making. So you can see here, this is the bridge that I was talking about, that we do actually have a bridge in Spawn, but it's under construction. As you can see, there's a little line in the sand there, which is, I'm guessing, planning for the bridge. So it's going to get continued across to the main island. And you can see the little dirt pontoon in the water there. Matt's planning on building a some sort of a shop there. So right in the middle of where the bridge is going to go. I think that was done on purpose as well. He wants to increase foot traffic through his shop. And then you can see here Wes has branched off from the bridge. Now the bridge was made by Dan, or Galza as he's known, and that's his spawn area over there. He also made the lighthouse that you would have seen sort of over that way, which is attached to the same island. And so yeah, he made these bridges as well. At least I think he made both of them. I don't know if this one's his or not, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so spawn is looking good so far, and I like to get down the scary way and kill things on my way. Although I missed that squid. That's actually, I think I got him. Oh, maybe not. You live today, squid. To fight another day, or to blub around another day. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that's happened around Spawn so far. It has only been a couple of days since I filmed the first episode on the on the server. So for now, I think I'm going to get a little bit more food because there are some community farms around, and then I'm going to head back to our area and get to work on those spider farms. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh man, you guys hear that? I hear a slime. I haven't found slimes yet on the server, and I have a hankering for sticky pistons. Where is he? I heard him. Can't hear him anymore. Must be going in the wrong direction. Oh, he's up higher. He's up here somewhere. There he is. Oh, just saw him in time. So I'm assuming that him dying there, he must have fallen from the ravine above. So I'm guessing somewhere up here is a slime spawning chunk, which I need to... Oh, is there another one? I swear I just heard another slime. I'm guessing up here is going to be a slime spawning area, which is good. I'm going to need to figure out where he came from so that we can start getting some slime balls. But I'll take those for now. Okay, so I've got the area around the first spider spawner sort of cleared out, except for these 4 blocks here, as you can see. But these ones, as you can see, this one mines a lot quicker than this one. and this one, and this one, and this one. So these ones are all silverfish blocks, which I didn't realize that these could spawn outside of strongholds, but apparently they can. Really, really annoying, but now that I know these are here, once I get myself a silk touch pick, where did he go? Yeah, once I get myself a silk touch pick, I'm definitely going to be collecting a few of these blocks, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to prank some people, so these will come in handy. But yeah, so now that's the area cleared out. You can see these 4 torches here sort of mark out the edges of where the spawning platform is going to be. I still need to lower it down by at least 2 blocks. Reason I want to lower it down by 2 blocks is if we only lower it down by 1 and put the water stream down and carry the spiders off, the water stream is going to go directly beneath the spawner here, obviously, so we need to lower this down by 2 blocks. But other than that, that's the area cleared out. Now I also need to figure out, since we're using a 9x9 area instead of an 8x8, water's only going to flow for 9 blocks. So I think for 8 blocks. So 1 block, so for example, if I was to put the water up the back here to push the spiders this way, which is probably what I'm going to do, it's only going to reach to here. It's not going to go all the way across. So I'm thinking we'll use this as, like this block here, as our channel this way to drag these spiders along to the spiders made by this spawner, and then they'll meet up and we'll kill them. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I'm going to get to it. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've just gone ahead and cleared out that 8x8 area and cleared out a bit of space beneath the spawner. I obviously cleared out a lot more space than I needed. This is a lot more than 2 blocks below the spawner. So I'm going to need to go in and put down a platform for the spiders to land on, but we'll do that in a moment. Just wanted to show you guys that you can clearly see that both spawners are spinning with me, even on this side of this spawner, so further away from that spawner than I need to be. So these ones are definitely going to link, but from this corner, I don't know if you can see that, but the little dude in the spawn is jammed up there, which means that even from this far, that spawner's not going to work, which means that that spawner over there definitely won't link with these 3. So unfortunately, we've only got a dual spider spawner, but that should be plenty. You can see I've also sort of cleared out the area here a little bit. Not quite as finished as the area over there. There's still a fair bit of space to clear. I want to clear 2 blocks high like from the spawner, and I think we'll probably have our observation layer there. So we'll have two empty spots and then glass. So I still need to clear out that area. At the moment, this ladder is my only way up and down though, aside from the ladder from the 3rd spawner, but that's a long way away. So until I figure out a new way to get up and down, this one sort of won't be completely cleared. And as you can see, I've still left a fair bit of redstone around the place, just because I can't bring myself to dig it out with just this crappy iron pick, but I think I'm going to need to. Otherwise we won't get this XP farm up and running. So yeah, it's going to have to be done. I'm going to have to bite the bullet. So we're pretty much right to get this experience farm underway. I think for now I'm just going to build it in cobblestone. We're not going to do anything fancy, any designing or anything like that. That'll come later on. For now, we'll just get the bare basics down. So I've sort of just got to figure out, well, I've got to place down the spawning pad or the landing pad, put down the water streams, and then figure out where I'm going to get these 2 lots of spiders to converge. And now the platform is in, but I have run into a couple of little snags that I'm going to have to figure out a solution to. So one of the first is that because we've started with a 9x9 spawning area here instead of the usual 8x8, when you use a water stream, obviously the water stream is only going to flow 8 blocks, which means it flows 1 less than we need it to. Now that's not so bad for this direction because, and we'll just place down some blocks here to help with this test. So as I mentioned, with this direction, we're going to use 1 less block for the spawning pad. So you can see that that's 8 blocks there. This is the 9th block of our 9x9 area. So we'll use that as a drop down so that this water flows to exactly the right spot. We don't need to use any signs or anything like that. But flowing this way, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. It's not going to flow quite as far as we need to. Now we could probably fix that just by dropping it down by 1 block. So you know, have it flow normally along here, and then when we get to here, just drop it down by 1, just like so. And so you'll see that now that should flow the full way. So I mean, that is a solution that potentially could work, but I'll mess around a little bit more with that. The other snag is down here. You can see we're actually really low with these farms. In fact, here is bedrock. So you can see I've got the 2 block high space underneath the spawner that I said I wanted, but then so this layer here would be our pads where the spiders are going to fall down onto and land, but we can't really drop down any further than this. We could drop down 1 block, but I don't know if that's far enough. I think if we only drop down 1 block, when the spiders fall off the pad, I think they could then jump back up onto the pad. Although with the water flowing this way, that should hopefully sort of keep them where we want them. But yeah, that's another thing that I'm going to probably need to figure out a solution to. Alright, so it's only been a couple of seconds for you guys, but as you can see, it's been quite a while for me. It's been a couple of days, in fact. And as you can see, I've done quite a bit of work. Now, the farm is still far from finished. There's a lot of things I want to do. Obviously, it looks pretty god-awful at the moment with all this normal glass with its ugly... I don't even know what these things are. Shines, I guess. So we need to change all that to coloured glass. And then all this cobblestone. There's cobblestone everywhere. Dirt in the walls. Got granite over here. Still got mine shafts. Although I've made sure that all of the ones that sort of go anywhere are all blocked off. So this lab in here is nice and safe. As you can see, I have been using the farm quite a bit. We're up to 42 levels, and it does work. There's a couple of issues with the farm. The first is this thing you can see here. This is kind of like an exhaust port, because the spiders climb. It makes it a real pain to make a farm for spiders, but yeah, they climb just about every chance that they can get. The ones down the bottom are not so bad. I'll jump into this farm just so I can show you guys what I mean. You'll be able to see, I don't know if I've mentioned already in the video, but I've done the water streams a little bit different in this spawning chamber here. You can see I've only got 1 water source in each of the corners, and that creates this cool pattern that pushes the spiders down the middle, but we can now turn that water off with the push of a button. As you can see, the pads are still pretty ugly. I will be meaning to neaten those up a little bit. I'm actually thinking of heading over to the compressed ice biome by my place and using compressed ice on the pads, which should speed the spiders along, I'm hoping. But yeah, you can see that when the water flows down this way, it pretty much funnels the spiders straight into where I need them to go. And I can't get back out of here without digging my way out. That was kind of dumb. I need to put like a ladder or something in here. But yeah, you can see the lighting for this area is pretty straightforward. It's just a line of redstone that goes around powering these redstone lamps. Although I do have this T flip-flop here. So this is a really awesome, really compact redstone only T flip-flop. I saw this on a video by a channel called Nims TV. He does a bunch of redstone tutorials and other tutorials, and I believe he does a let's play and stuff as well. Really good channel, a lot of really quality content on there and really good redstone contraptions, this of course being one of them. And so as I mentioned, this T flip-flop here controls the lights. So when we flick the lights on or off, which we do now, you see it turns that line off, which turns the line off to all of those redstone lamps. So I'll turn those back on so we don't get nasties spawning. And you can see as well, because of the size of the pads with the 9x9, just having the lighting in the corners didn't quite work. It wasn't quite enough to stop the spiders from spawning. So I've gone ahead and used a dispenser to shoot out a bunch of lava on top of the spawner, and that's plenty to light up the whole area. So now put that water on again just to flush those spiders out of the system. This guy is going to pretty much stay up here until I move far enough away for him to despawn, so yeah, that won't be an issue. You can see here one of the actual issues with the farm. As I said, the spiders like to climb, and so that's why I've got the exhaust port here, is just so that when they do actually climb up, if they choose to climb up, which they don't always, but a lot of the time they do, that means that they're going to climb all the way up and get out of the way of the other spiders. So you can see here is sort of where they used to bunch up, where this sign is. And just to help with, so to fix that, pretty much what I did, you can see in the front there, I don't know how well you can see that, but I've put cobblestone fences in there, which I think by moving it back that half a block, it stops these spiders coming across the top here from climbing as much. And also by having an air block above there, I find that sort of stops them from climbing a lot more. But as you can see, even if they do climb, most of the time they'll just go all the way up to the top and I can kill them later on, and they don't sort of jam up the system. Every now and then, for some reason, a bunch of spiders will get jammed here. I think they get jammed on other spiders, to be honest, and then that will clog the system. So the spawner here is not 100% AFK proof. There are some issues. You do need to maintain it a little bit, but it's nothing serious. It's nothing major. And as far as XP farms go, this is pretty decent. It's not amazing. I would much prefer using skeletons or even zombies, but spiders will have to do. It was a real challenge making a spider farm, because as well, I said in the earlier parts of the video that they're 1 block tall. They can occupy 1 block of space. They're actually half a block tall. So for example, this block here is a non-solid block. It's a stair. It needs to be a non-solid block for the redstone that I've put in here. And I had that initially as a half slab, but I ended up getting a bunch of these cave spiders in my redstone, which was not fun. So you can see I've changed that to a stair there. So that's one thing that you will need to keep in mind if you want to build a cave spider farm like this. Can't have any 1 high gaps anywhere, otherwise they'll be able to get out. They are 1 block wide, so as you can see here, by having these glass panes and having a half a block wide gap, I can keep them sort of stuck in this little killing area. And you can see the killing area is a weird sort of L shape, and the reason for that is, as you can see, we want these spiders to climb up, because when mobs move vertically, they can stack. When they move horizontally, they kind of bump into each other. So if we only had these 2 spaces here, we'd get 2 spiders, maybe 3 in the chamber, and then they'd just be bumping up against each other, pushing the other spiders back out into their chambers. So yeah, by having this extra block gap up the top, we can let those spiders climb up and bunch up. But as you can see, sometimes they're a little bit stubborn. They don't want to climb all the way up. You can get them to go up by punching them if they're really stubborn. But because of the setup that I've got here, the crusher brings the mobs down to a 1-hit kill. So any that I punch are going to die, pretty much. So, I mean, I could fix that by getting, I don't know, like snowballs or something down here and hitting these spiders with snowballs to get them to go up. But I don't know, that seems like way too much effort for me. So you can see there's 1 spider that's sort of gotten jammed. So that does happen occasionally. And now any spiders that come from that top section would likely get jammed up against him. So that's something I'd want to be keeping an eye on. The bottom spiders are fine. They always flow through without an issue, or without too many issues. Sometimes they get stuck just on the outside there, but then other spiders come through and usually push them through. It's the top ones that I usually have an issue with. It's not so bad when you're standing down here, but usually when you go up a little bit higher in the farm, so especially up here, you start to get a lot of spiders coming up into this exhaust vent. So I think they can path to me still, even though the farm is more or less closed off. In fact, it should be almost 100% closed off. But you can see there we are getting a bit of a jam. So for now I'm going to turn the farms off. We've got enough spiders built up for a bit of a demonstration. So again, turn the lights on and the lava flows down. Usually it'd be a good idea to put a half slab or something on top of that, the actual spawner block, so that you stop spiders from spawning on top of there. As you can see, I didn't get any spawn in top of there at the moment, but it's not such a big issue for me, because if they do spawn in the top, well, we got the lava to kill them. You can see as well that with the lava chandelier type deal, I've gone with 2 different designs. It's one of the beauties of having 2 separate spawning chambers, is that you can experiment a little bit with different methods of doing things. So you can see here for this one I've used I don't even know what to call that shape, but an interesting sort of looking shape with the iron bars. I've used 4 iron bars per corner and then 3 glass panes per corner on this one. And then on the one down here you can see I've used 4 iron bars, oh sorry, no, 6 iron bars on the 2 side corners and left the other ones open. So Let me know in the comments section down below which of the two you prefer. And as well with the pads, I mean, the pads are different for because of the bedrock that we mentioned earlier, but at the same time, it's cool being able to experiment with those as well. You can see this one here operates a little bit differently. The reason I have the pistons go up is that if I didn't, when the dispensers fire to retract the water, they would retract one water block back, but then where the pistons are, we would still have water sources, and they'd fill in the block on top of the dispenser. So you'd always have water on these pads. So by getting the pistons to fire like they do, that destroys the water blocks that would be there normally, and then that allows the pad to clear of water. So you could get around that by just having a full row of dispensers and have them all fire at the same time, but I kind of like having things fire in a sequential order like that. And I think the oops, didn't mean to go lights, I wanted water. But yeah, I think the pistons actually make that that look quite a bit cooler, so I'm going to keep those there, I think. So now that we've got both pads turned off, we might go and get some experience. So you can see I've got two buttons here in the farm. So we've got this one, which engages the crusher. And so the crusher is these three red blocks, red for guts and blood, obviously. I hate these things, so I want to make this as visceral as I can. And it also moves this block forward here. So the reason it moves this block forward and leaves this block forward is that now we know that all spiders in this chamber here are a one-hit kill, and no spiders can flow into this chamber that aren't a one-hit kill. So if we keep these pads producing spiders, and so now we can just clear these guys with just a one-hit kill each. It's a little bit annoying sometimes. They bunch up and for some reason you can't hit them, but no issue. And so then once they're fed through, sometimes the items will stick back towards the back of the killing chamber. You can just push this button again to push them all forward, and then when you're done, when you're ready for more spiders, you just push that button and that retracts. So I'll show you the redstone for that really quickly. I got a nice little hidden redstone access area, and this is all really, really compact. So this hopper timer here is a standard etho hopper clock, and it's just got 15 items in there at the moment. I really shouldn't be showing you redstone on camera because it's kind of hard to explain, but basically this connection here is like the master connection. When the hopper timer gets engaged, this will output a redstone signal, which comes through here, powers all of these pistons, and also hits this side of this RS NOR latch. So this little circuit here is an RS NOR latch, and so then that triggers this, which is the fourth piston that sort of blocks off the spiders and keeps the crushing chamber closed. And so then this, obviously, this will stay closed even once this hopper timer unsets and pulls these three blocks back. This one will stay forward, and then you need to just hit the reset line, which is down there. So as you can see, we've squeezed a lot of redstone into a very tight space, and it was really, really tough to do with all this all this bedrock around, as I'm sure you could imagine. It meant I had to make some forced decisions. It wasn't quite as easy to fit all of this in here as I might have liked, but I think I did quite a good job. I like the way that this turned out. Obviously, as I've said, this is all looking pretty gnarly at the moment, though I do need to neaten this all up. So once you get these spiders jammed in here, it's usually pretty easy to clear them out. They're kind of cheaty in that they can hit you really easily through the corners. Can't hit them quite as easily. Sometimes you do need to break out these blocks to kill them, but yeah, most of the time you should be right. Or you can jump up here and kill them like so. So as well as being in dire need of redecorating, this area also needs a couple of little additions before I'm going to consider it finished. You can see I'm working on a bit of a storage area here. Eventually I want to have this whole little corner section filled with double chests, and those will be for string, wool, and spider eyes, which are the main products of this farm aside from XP. Then up here I want to have a little potion brewing area, which obviously with the spider eyes is going to be quite useful, and for brewing potions to kill them down in the collection area a little bit quicker, because I don't want to have to one-hit punch them all. I want to just be able to throw in a potion and quickly switch to my looting sword and get a bunch more loot. So that's another area that I need to add, but I haven't actually found any blaze rods yet. So I think in the next episode we might go looking for a nether fortress. And then over here as well, you can see I've started to work on a little bit of an enchanting area. I was hoping to do a few level 30 enchantments as like a celebration of finishing this dual spider farm, since it has taken so much effort. It's been several days building this thing and it's not even finished yet. But as you can see, I don't have quite enough bookshelves. We've got enough bookshelves for a level 24 enchantment. I think I need 3 more bookshelves. It's just my cows have been taking a long time to grow. I think bookshelves are one of my least favourite items to grind for. The sugarcane is not so hard to grow, but getting the cows is a real pain. So yeah, you can see this is another thing here that I've done off camera. I went and dragged a few cows all the way from the forest over that way to over here. As I don't have slime balls, I didn't make leads. I used wheat, which is an absolute pain, as I'm sure you guys know. But yeah, so slowly breeding the population up here. As you can see, it's pretty pathetic at the moment. So I don't have quite enough leather to finish those bookshelves and get a level 30 enchantment. So we're going to do that first thing next episode. So look forward to that, guys. We're actually going to do quite a few. I want to get a badass diamond pick. We actually have a diamond pick that we built ages ago, sitting there waiting for an enchantment. And I also want to get a diamond sword and maybe a bow. So that should be a good start to the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. We did a fair bit of stuff. We explored spawn a little bit, saw a few things that were going on there, got a location scouted for our own spawn project, and got a dual cave spider spawner XP grinder built. So if you did enjoy today's episode, guys, please do leave a like, and also let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment section below. But I've been Static, and I'll catch you guys next time.